Yo, welcome back to another episode of Day One Radio. We appreciate y'all listening every week, watching us every week. And we in here with family today, man.
For real.
This is our guy. If you are a long-time listener of Day One Radio, you have heard many of his patented mixes. If you been paying attention to rap and R&B lately, especially on the party scene, you know about this guy. We got the homie DJ Wally Sparks, Chattanooga's finest, in the building. What's happening?
What's up, man? I literally been here since day one, like really since day one.
You have 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. I don't even remember how we met. Like to tell you the truth,
dog. I don't either. It had to be Maurice.
Probably so.
I remember how we met. We both had the same job.
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah. We were both working at Ozone Magazine.
Yep.
Shout out to Julia.
You were my predecessor.
Right. Like, he was like the first. I don't know if you was it Matt Sonzala that was the first music editor?
Yeah.
It was
wow.
Matt
Houston. H-Town.
Yeah. Then it was you.
No, it was you.
No. You came before me, didn't you? Are you sure? I think you were there before me.
You came before me.
I don't know.
Wait, we was there. That's how we know each other.
Y'all was both there.
Yeah.
12 years ago.
R.I.P. Ozone Magazine, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, those were interesting times, man. Good times.
Yeah, so I'm always, and granted, I'm biased, man, because you're the homie, and I probably see more, firsthand of what you do. But I always tell people, man, that hands down, you one of the best DJs in the world right now.
Man. Thank you.
Like you in the zone. If Wally Sparks is spinning in your city, you need to go because it's an experience, man. How did you start DJing? Like, did you, like most cats, did you start producing or break dancing or rapping?
I was dancing. Dancing was what was the bug that set it off for me musically. But and I would go to parties all the time. It was me and my homeboy Shantae. We used to go. They used to have parties at like the local YMCA and like the National Guard Armory back home.
When you say local and back home, let us know where.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
All right.
That's where
Chat Town.
Born and raised, 423. But we would go to parties and you know, house party was popping at the time. We always had like these routines and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we was wiping the floor with everybody. Like we get on the floor and everybody like party would be on us. And like the routines only last for so long. But when that was done, the thing that got me hyped to dance was what the DJ was doing. It was this guy named DJ Mix who actually kind of mentored me when I first started. But he was like the only DJ in town that was like really a DJ. Like you had people that would play music or whatever and call themselves DJs. Right. But Mix was a DJ. Like he was cutting and scratching, had turntables, was pulling records out. You know what I'm saying? So he was like and I was always enamored by all the stuff that he would be doing. He wasn't afraid to play out of his comfort zone. Like he would play all the stuff that was popping that we knew or whatever, but he throw like a Beanie Man song in. Mind you, this is like the early 90s. This is like 91, 92.
And playing reggae in the South was not
really that wasn't, he
unless it was like on a gangster rap
hook
or something.
If it wasn't that dude on the Chronic, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or Snoop trying to do like the little reggae thing he used to do, blam blam, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he would play that kind of stuff, and he play East Coast records. He play everything. He play all the booty shake stuff. He play all the stuff that's coming from here, from Atlanta. He be playing the Kilo stuff, and that stuff. I mean, that would bug me out. That's the stuff that made me like really zone in. And I was like, man, he the coolest dude in here. Yeah. Like I just got through dancing. I have all the chicks or whatever, saying, oh, look at Wally, he can dance or whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, that's the coolest dude in here. I want to be like him. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know how to go about it, and I kind of let it pass. But I was always in the music until I kind of picked it up when I was probably like a senior in high school.
Okay.
On my way to college, I was watching this show on BET called Planet Groove.
Planet Groove.
That's what they had the Caribbean Rhythms girl.
Rachel.
Yes. I have a picture with Rachel. Man, I met her in DC.
Man, you winning, brother.
Yeah, it's somewhere. I need to find that picture.
But if you remember that show, they in the breaks of the show, when they would break the commercial or when they would leave back going before they would play a video, they would be partying in the studio. Like it'd be a party in the studio. They had DJs. They always had DJs in there, and it'd be people dancing or whatever. And one day, Kid.K.R.I.T was there, and Rachel, pulled him to the side. She, whoever was DJing, she interviewed, and she asked him some question about DJing, and he said something that's stuck with me since I started DJing, and I never forget this. And it's the thing that put the battery in my back that shot me out. He was like, pardon me. He was like, as long as people record music, there's always going to be a need for somebody to play it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, word. Yeah, word. Just like that meme. You know what I'm saying? My mind was blown. And I was like, you know what? I'm just finna quit. I'm finna quit playing. I'm finna do it. Yeah, I'm finna go do it. And then that's what set me off on my journey, man. Here I am, 21 years later, still doing it.
How'd you end up getting your first equipment? Do you remember what you had?
Yeah, I had Gemini BDL-10 and a so I started in the mid '90s. So we was past the realistic mixer stage. I had another Gemini mixer, PS626.
Now for the gearheads out there, is Gemini the good or the bad shit? Because I remember when I was trying to DJ and I had a Gemini, somebody was like, "Bro, you about to be in for a journey, dog, because that ain't the one you want."
here's the thing about Geminis. Geminis were like a Honda Accord, right? If you take care of them, they'll take care of you. Mm-hmm. But they not a Benz,
right?
You feel me?
Right.
So they were entry level. They were entry level price wise, specifically. So it was something I could get that faster than I could get. Say a Vestax or whatever that was the high end mixer at the time. So, but yeah, I started out with these weak ass belt drive turntables, and I had like a stereo receiver that I would carry out, and like you remember like the components.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I would take them. That was my speaker. I would take the receiver and the component speaker and this one turntable and this Gemini mixer, hook all that shit up. You know what I'm saying? And play 3 6 Mafia records. And that's where I started. That's how I started equipment wise, man. That was 96. So, and but it was cool for me, man, because I was, like I said, I was always in the music. That's how I kind of knew DJing was the thing for me, because I was always in the music. Like even before I started DJing, I was the guy that had all the tapes. I had them all. We used to. I ended up like fake DJing an event when I was in middle school. The YMCA, the local chapter, had this organization called the Young Black Achievers, the YMCA Young Black Achievers, and we had this dance. And no, they didn't have enough money to hire a DJ, apparently, or for whatever reason. There was no DJ there. They were just playing some CD over and over. And I was like, you know what, man? I got all the tapes. I know all the jams. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna go home and get my little boom box, and I'm gonna bring it back, and I'm gonna bring all my tapes, and we was gonna play the tapes. And once I came back with the better music, the whole thing just, the whole vibe of the room changed, and it turned into like a real party. And that was even before I was even thinking about DJing. It was just something that was like my natural instinct.
Right.
To like, I saw the solution to the problem. Like, people were supposed to be having fun, and they weren't really having fun. They were just there. And I was like, I know how to fix this. And I went, and I did it. And then eventually, a couple years later, when I started, actually DJing, or my first attempts at DJing.
Well, you spend it. So you said you really took it seriously your senior year in high school. Mm-hmm. So when you started doing parties and stuff, was it mostly in college?
It was in college. That's why I made my hay in college.
Okay. UT Chattanooga. Right?
Yeah. I went to Lane College my freshman year in college. It's a little small black school in Jackson, Tennessee.
Lane, shout out to Lane. We know about Lane.
Yeah, SIAC. They were okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really fond of my time there, but that's neither here nor there.
Most people have that same kind of story, especially like with HBCUs, where it's like you knew you wanted to go to a black college, and that first one you go to, you're like, maybe not this.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, that was a different world. Different world had me sprung. I was like, I'm going to a black college. Sprung. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's a whole nother story for another time. But anyway, I moved on. I went there my freshman year, and then I came back home to UTC. And while I was at Lane, I met somebody. I met two people. One of them who's still a mentor of mine to this day. This guy named Devin Steele from Memphis, and another gentleman named Howard Q. So Jackson is about 45 minutes away from Memphis, and at the time when I was in '97, when I was a freshman in school, Howard Q was like the man. You know what I'm saying? He was like the main DJ in Memphis. They used to him and Devin. They would both DJ on Sunday nights at this place called Denim and Diamonds. Denim and Diamonds. I mean, that was the spot.
I've actually heard of Denim and Diamonds.
Yeah, it's actually like those club chains like Senior Frog and all that shit. It's like that, but they happen to take over the night.
Gotcha.
And like niggified it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you in Memphis, so it was easy to do. So, but it was like, that was like some of the best partying I ever done. So I went out there, and this is when I had made up my mind that I was actually going to make the attempt to do this for real. And I would talk to them, and those they would listen. They would let me ask questions. They would answer the questions I would ask them,
right,
or whatever. And they just they were just always responsive to me. I don't know if they saw something that they saw was serious or whatever, but they were always responsive to me. Devin in particular. But and I think that's because we had similar music tastes. Like Howard would be doing the main room, playing all of the 8-ball, 3-6, Skinny Pimp, Player Fly, all the Memphis stuff. He'd be playing, he'd be doing that and
Tommy Wright the Third.
Yeah, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? DJ Squeaky, all that. And Devin would be in the other room playing everything that was on Rap City, like Tribe, Camp Low, all that kind of stuff. So I would be going back and forth. I go in Howard's main room to dance, then I go in Devin's room so I can hear like the joints. You know what I mean? And we exchanged numbers. And my sister, she used to work the door for them. And she was a student at the University of Memphis. She would come to Lane every weekend and bring me down back to Memphis when they would have their parties or whatever, and kind of let me, hang out.
That's a good sister, man.
Yeah. She showed love. She was real. A lot of people were mad supportive of what I was doing or what I was trying to do, and yeah, man, those guys gave me game, and what that did is something that is I've taken with me, is that it allowed me to see that different people react to different music in different places. So you can't be pigeonholed into playing one certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I didn't know anything but Chattanooga. That's all I knew. That's the only place I'd ever been. I've only lived two places. I lived in Chattanooga and I lived in Atlanta. That's the only two places I ever lived in my life. So all I knew back then was just Chat. So seeing all this stuff happening in Memphis, like, yo, you can actually play a Wu-Tang song in a party? You can do that? You know what I'm saying? It was an eye-opening experience for me, and I think that gave me an early advantage, because when I came back home, I was like, man, I saw this work, so I'm just gonna try it. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't afraid to play those kind of records along with the stuff that people would want to hear. I'd be like, I'm gonna play everything that they want to hear, and then I'm gonna try and sneak some other stuff in that I want to hear.
And it's a trip that you say that, because I remember the first time I went to a club in Houston and seeing the kind of records they were playing there in comparison to what I was used to hearing here, and even like you said, the way that people react, because like in Atlanta, like looking back on it, we were damn near sexually harassing hoes. I was, shit, I'm getting raw on here today. We were damn near sexually harassing girls on the dance floor, just grabbing them and all that shit.
But then Atlanta parties used to be wild.
Chilling. Houston was just chilling. Like I'm like, damn, y'all don't get up on girls out here. I'm like,
we were like that too.
Yeah,
we were like that. We were like that back. You got to think though. You got to think what Chattanooga is geographically. We would get everything. Like we would get everything that was coming from Atlanta, everything that was coming from Memphis. It would all end up in Chattanooga. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because a funny thing about the school I went to, UT Chattanooga,
was Terrell Owens there when you was there?
Nah, I was in high school when he was there.
Okay.
He was there like he was in. I think he graduated in '94. I think it might have been his senior year. I was a freshman. I was a freshman in high school then. So he was gone by the time I came back. But the funny thing about UTC is the black population at that school, like 80% of the black population at that school was from Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, back then it was really weird, man. Like the people that were at UTC, like they just didn't fuck with anybody locally. Like me and my cousin used to have this joke about campus because campus had it was centered around 3 4-way stops, and we used to have this joke. It was like, man, you know, the black kids that go to UTC don't never leave outside of the 4-way stops.
Who did they buy weed from?
I mean, somebody. They probably brought it. You know, people.
That's normally the connection between the local community.
I'm gonna tell you how real it was. There were people. I knew people that went to UTC that were from Memphis, right?
Yeah.
And mind you, Memphis is a 5-hour drive away from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah.
People that would go home every weekend just to get their haircut because they didn't fuck with Chattanooga.
Wow.
So I saw that as an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I'd already been out to Memphis. I know what y'all like. I know y'all not getting it from anybody in Chattanooga because the DJs here don't know any of that shit. No way.
Right.
Nobody in Chattanooga was playing like the hardcore Memphis stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I knew what that was because I had been out there and I saw it and I saw the reaction. So I was like, here's my opportunity. I'm a figure out a way to start DJing parties here. And I know, you know, it's just like a thing I tell young DJs, man, you got to know your audience.
Definitely.
And I knew that there was an opportunity. These people weren't, you know, they were probably having parties and hiring whoever the local person was. And he was playing the party and the party was fine, sure, pardon me. But they weren't getting what they want. And I knew what they wanted. So what I did is because the guy DJ Mix who was also one of my mentors, I told him, I said, look, I know you booking these college parties, right? You know what I'm saying? That's fine. Let me open for you, right? And let me play and let me warm the room up. And I would go out there and I play like 10 records I know he ain't got.
Right.
And I know he don't know. But I know everybody else. I know everybody else. And that's not a shot at Rich, my man. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. I knew he didn't know it, but I knew what it was and I knew what it was gonna do. I play those records, the whole room would be like, oh shit. And then the whole party would change.
Right.
The party would be it'd be a party. So he was like, he'd be like, what's that? I'm like, this is looking for the chewing or getting it on. You know, these are these records. You know what I'm saying? And what happened then is I started going to like all the fraternities and sororities and saying, hey, my name Wally, I DJ. You know, I'm in school here, whoop-de-whoop, you know, give me a shot. And, you know, eventually, the first gig I booked was a Delta party. And this is what changed my life, is when I knew that I was on the path that I'm currently on. The girl who I asked to book me for the party, the Delta, she was like, well, how much do you want to get paid? And I never even thought about that. I never thought about that. Never ever. I didn't.
DJ Mix wasn't kicking you down no bread from opening the party.
Man, it was. I mean, it's free labor. It was free. It was for him. It was free labor from a willing participant.
God damn.
But I mean, ain't no thing. Like I get that. It's why would he? I mean, but because I was enthusiastic. I didn't care. I didn't care about no money. All I wanted to do was DJ. That's all I wanted to do.
Right.
So, I was like, word, you get paid? And mind you, I had 2 jobs at the time. I had the 2 cool jobs. I was working at Foot Locker and I was working at a music store called Cats.
Oh yeah.
So I was making decent money, and on top of that, I'm from Chattanooga. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got to worry about. I can still go. I can go live with my mom. I ain't got to worry about no bills, no room or board, none of that shit. So I was like, well, what do you usually pay? And she was like, yeah, we usually pay our DJs, $200, $250. And that was like one of my checks.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, guess what you pay people to DJ? And they were like, yeah. She's like, I was like, I bet. You know what I'm saying?
Man, shout out to Deltas, man, because that's the first time I got paid to DJ something when I was in school too.
Oh, word?
From a Delta thing. And it's like, I ain't trying to shit on fraternities and nothing, but like them dudes, the most they would try to pay you, like, man, we'll let you in the party for free. We're like, well, nigga, I'm DJing. Of course, I'm gonna be in that bitch for free. The fuck you talking about?
Ain't gonna be no party without me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Deltas. They be cutting checks for niggas trying to DJ.
Yeah. So shout out to them. So they kind of helped with at the genesis of my journey. You know what I'm saying? So. And then, I would go in and I'd do the party and I'd smash. You know what I mean? Because I knew what to give. I knew what they weren't getting, and I knew how to deliver it to them. Right. So that's what I would go do.
Now, how did you graduate from doing college parties and making a name for yourself to just flooding the whole state with mixtapes?
Man, it's the internet. I was like internet savvy from early on. Like, Black Planet AOL chat room days. Like right. I'm from that class of it. You know what I'm saying?
Age, sex, location.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? All that. So I started to realize that I could reach a lot of different people via the internet, and I just be online all day long, just talking to whoever, trying to meet somebody, seeing somebody that was like-minded, finding out somebody that lived in, Boston, Massachusetts that liked Tip the way I like Tip. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Just talking to somebody in Houston about this ESG freestyle that I just heard. Can you tell me more? You know what I'm saying? It was one of them kind of things. It was like I was trying to learn as much as I was trying to to connect with people, and man, I just started building relationships with people, and just trying to make a name for myself on the internet. And then once I started making tapes, I connected with this guy named Mick. His name's Mick Basitsky, but formerly known as Mick Boogie.
Okay, yeah.
So
Mick Boogie.
He's a very, very well known DJ.
Right.
An entrepreneur. So we linked up. He was looking for someone to help him build up his southern repertoire.
Gotcha.
And music wise, so me and him we connected over that, and then we found out that we were both like minded. We went to a lot of the same stuff.
Cause he's from Ohio, right?
He's from Ohio originally. Yeah, he's in Brooklyn now, but he's from Ohio originally, and we would nerd out on the same kind of shit. We had similar senses of humor, you know what I'm saying? And we just connected. And he was already making tapes, and he was already popping making tapes, and he gave me a lot of game on how to monetize that, and schooling me on like the importance of marketing, because he has a brilliant mind for marketing. Yeah. And he would school me on all this stuff, and I'd take it in and I would actually apply it. And once I saw that, he started to share his connects with me, and like, this is how you do this. This is how you get distro. This is the person to call. These are the websites you want to be on. You know what I'm saying?
So he put you up on game for real.
For real. Like literally, like my mixtape. I owe my mixtape career a lot to him. If it had it not been for him, I wouldn't have been as prolific with the tapes as I was. Right. Because, a lot of the stuff that I was doing, I was following the blueprint that he laid out for me. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that he had already done.
Go ahead.
Now, from like your prolific mixtapes, some people know you through that, but a lot of people also know you through the chapter that started after that, which is you being, Big K.R.I.T's DJ.
Yeah.
A&R.
Both. You know what I'm saying? So talk about that transition. You know what I'm saying? Talk about that transition, man.
So I met K.R.I.T when I was doing the tapes. That's how we met. My homie DJ Folk, shout out DJ Folk. Yeah, shout out to him. He one day, me and him, he was doing tapes back then too, and we just a colleague, we just be talking, online. We be talking online, just trading stories, sharing music, whatever. And one day, he just sent me the song because he knew what I was into. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he sent me the song. It was a rough version of what ended up being "I Just Touched Down." That was on the K.R.I.T Was There project. It was an early version of it, but it wasn't too much different. So when I heard it, I said, "Man, what is this shit?" Because it sounded like what I grew up on. Right. It gave me that feeling, but it also sounded brand new at the same time, right? So I said, "Man, what is this shit?" He was like, "I knew you would like it." He was like, I said, "Man, what is this?" I was like, I play that song. I play that song at least a good 30 times in a row. He was like, this guy from Mississippi named Big K.R.I.T. I said, "Man." So the first thing that drew me in was the way K.R.I.T was rapping. That's what drew me in. I was like, "Man, this nigga's snapping." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing. And around this time, this was it's like 04, 05. This is when the that's the shit was popping. All the snap shit was popping. So
05, 06.
Yeah, around about that time. Yeah. So I was listening to the way K.R.I.T was rapping, and I was like, "Man, this shit is like this nigga's getting busy. He's saying some shit. He's like rapping with like vigor and ferociousness, all this kind of shit." I was like, "Man, how old is this kid?" He's like, "Man, he 18. I said, "What? He 18? He's like, "Yeah, man." And then I was like, "Man, he's going crazy." And then the second thing that drew me in, I was like, "This beat is amazing," because he had chopped up a Bobby Womack sample, and and
that crossed
cross 110th Street. But he had chopped up the sample and the drums. The drums were they were in rhythm. Like a lot of rap shit that was happening back then. Like, people would do things, but the shit wouldn't be all the way right. The drums be going one way, the music be going another way. He had all that shit in pocket, like everything in pocket. This sounded like a song. It didn't sound like somebody that was just rapping to be rapping. You feel me? This sounded like a full-fledged, fleshed out idea, like a song. And I was like, "So who made the beat?" He was like, "He made the beat." I said, "What?" I was like, "Hold on. So you telling me there's a 18, 19-year-old kid in Meridian, Mississippi.
Yeah, of all places.
Of all places in the world that's making music like this?" He was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "Hey, man, let me holler at you. I'll hit you back in a minute." Nigga, I got on MySpace so fast, and I
MySpace,
man, I
hunted him down.
I was like, and then I hit him up. and my mixtape shit was kind of was trending upwards at the time, and I wanted to do something, because you know back then the wave was finding a rapper to host your tape, right?
Right.
That was the wave, and I'd done that a couple times. I had Ludacris on the tape, I had 8 Ball and MJG on the tape, whatever. I had a few people on the tape already, so I kind of built the name up, and I was moving along, but I wanted to do something that was like totally original. I wanted to flip it in reverse,
Right.
where I was giving somebody else the platform. So I saw K.R.I.T out. I hit him. I said, "Hey man, I love what you're doing." And mind you, I'd only heard one song. I ain't heard nothing else. I ain't heard nothing but just one song. I said, "I love what you're doing. Can you send me some more jams?" He was like, yeah, no problem. So he sent me like 3 more songs, and like every song got better than the next one. So I hit him back. I was like, "Yo, bro, I want to do a tape with you." And he initially thought that I just wanted some drops for him to host or what. I was like, no. It's like, I want to do a tape with your music and no one else's. He was like, "For real?" I was like, "Yes." You know what I'm saying? I was like, I want to do a tape, and I want to showcase you. And I wanted to get it done because I knew the first Ozone Awards was about to come up. So we did the tape, put it together, and that was kind of my first time A&R and stuff. Like I took all the songs, I sequenced it, put it together, put it out, and sent it back to him. I was like, "What do you think?" He was like, "Man, my shit ain't never sounded like this before." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Cool." It was like, "You dig it, man? I love it." We put it out. People started to pay attention, like, "Who is this dude?" or whatever. And we went to the Ozone Awards, and if you go look at any of the pictures from the first Ozone Awards, if you see, there's a the photographer was getting mad. He was getting pissed off at me, right? Because every time I was in a picture with anybody, I would hold up the tape. I would hold up the tape that K.R.I.T was on, be like, "Yo, this is that shit." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and we did that, and I tried to help him as much as I could, because I would give him whatever help. Yeah, I just knew it. I knew it from the very moment I heard him. I knew it. I knew it, and I could see it. I could see it as clear as day. But anyway, tape came out, did what it did. Tried to keep momentum going, and momentum kind of faltered a little bit. I had to keep pushing. We lost touch for a while, but while we were out of touch, I would just randomly call him, and be like, "Hey man, what's happening?" I'd just be like, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? And he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm cooling, man." But I was like, "Yo, are you still making music?" He'd be like, "Yeah, man, but I think I might have to go get a job. Shit is kind of rough for me." I was like, my nigga, whatever you do, please do not stop making music. Don't stop. Like, if you got to go get a job, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand. But don't stop what you're doing, because what you're doing is special, and people might not see it. You might not even see it right now. But what you're doing, if you keep on doing what you're doing, you're going to get to a point in your life where this is all you're going to have to do. Because your shit, his shit was that good. And I tell him, like, just keep pushing, whatever, don't stop. So I would just do that kind of thing, just to kind of lend my support from here and there. And that was about, after that came out, there was probably about a 2.5-3 year gap in between where we would just speak off and on or whatever. And then 2010 rolled around, and he's getting ready to put K.R.I.T was here out.
Right.
And he's like, "Hey man, you and Folk were like one of the 2 people, like the first 2 people that like really, really believed in me. And I'm about to put this project out. I'm up in New York now, I got a manager, things looking up for me, and I want to make sure that I show you love on the tape. Do you mind if I put your drop on the tape?" I'm like, "Man, you can do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Go for it." Cruiser comes out. it's all over the internet. People going crazy about it. He gets signed to Def Jam, and a few like a month or two later, after it comes out, we get connected again, and I hit him, and I say, "Hey, man, congratulations, things looking good." And I don't even know why I said this. I just said it just randomly, and I was like, "Yo, man, if you ever need a DJ, I'm down." I just said it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, and he was like, "Yo, you be down for real?" I was like, "Man, yeah, I'll if you ever need a DJ, I'm totally down to do it." I didn't even know what being a tour DJ meant. You know what I'm saying?
It means a lot.
Yeah, I found that out. But I ain't think nothing of it. And then a few days, couple weeks later, he hit me back. It was like, "Yo, man, we about to go." And I'm like, "Let's go." I was like, "Where we going?" He was like, "I got a show in Memphis, man. You think you can, he was living here at the time. He's like, "You think you can get me out there?" I was like, "Yes, let's go." And at this time, I had a job working for this company called Media Base. I was monitoring radio airplay.
Yeah.
Know
what that is.
Yeah. So I was doing that, and the show was on the weekend. I finished all my work for the week. I think I don't remember if he came to Chattanooga or if I came down here, and then we went. I think he figured out a way to get up to Chattanooga, and then we drove to Memphis and did the show. That was the first show we did together. With this young lady named DJ 730. She and a partner of hers. I can't remember this woman's name. Forgive me, but they put the show on, and we drove out to Memphis and did the show. And mind you, like we had never done a show together at all before. I was like, "Well, send me the music. I'll make sure I got it in my computer or whatever, and we'll, And when we got to Memphis, like, so how you want to do the show? I was like, "Man, I'm just gonna play songs. I'm just gonna play songs and you perform them." You know what I'm saying? And we did the show, and the chemistry was like,
wow,
like that. I was like, "Yeah, this is I'm doing the right thing," and that's kind of how I got from that point to being this tour DJ to begin with.
That's dope, and that obviously led to you A&R and his debut, and you guys kind of lost touch, went your separate ways again, but you did some scratches and different stuff on the latest album, right?
Record, yeah.
So how did it feel to reconnect?
Well, we never really lost touch.
Okay.
We always it was kind of like an Andre and Big Boy thing. Like it seemed like it seemed like that they're not together, but they always working on music together.
Right.
K.R.I.T and I's our business relationship had run its course at the time, but our personal friendship that was never an issue. You know what I'm saying? And it was tough because I was there from K.R.I.T was there all the way up until he got signed, all the way up until right before Galactic came out. So the from Return of Forever all the way up to Can't Remember the Time, I was involved in some way in all those projects.
Gotcha.
And up until Galactica. Sometimes it was heavy influence, sometimes it was minimal. Sometimes it was almost zero, but even if I wasn't physically involved, we would bounce ideas off each other. Right. And that never stopped. Even when he started working on Galactica, and when he was, he always called me and asked my opinion because he knew I'd tell him what's what. You know what I'm saying? And in between all that time, we always had a friendship that never wavered. So, and he would call me every now and again. Like I didn't even know that he was. I just knew he was working. I didn't know he was working on what eventually became Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. But he would call me in and be like, "Yo, can you come down and lay some scratches on this?" And I'd be like, "No problem." No, every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be there. Or, you know, if there was a scheduling conflict, we figure out a way to make it happen. And I didn't know what the stuff I was doing. I was doing something. And I was like, you know, it's all good. You know what I mean? So, but when the record came out, and I realized what it was, I was like, wow, man, it's crazy. Because I, you know, never in my lifetime that I would ever thought that I'd be scratching on a Manny Fresh beat. Like, never in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. I would have never thought anything like that could happen. Not even on top of that. Now I DJ with Manny like 4 or 5 times now since, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's crazy. It's just crazy how things work out, man.
We still need Manny Fresh on the podcast. We've been trying to get that dude for like 2 years now. We need to make that happen. So make that happen for us.
I can't even think of the last time I even heard Manny do an interview.
It doesn't matter. Nobody was doing interviews with Master P till we did it.
Hey, relentless. My man BP is relentless.
Don't matter. We gonna make it happen. So, man, you've done that, and I think it's interesting, like your career trajectory, because you've done the radio thing.
Yeah.
You know, being on the radio, mix shows on multiple stations,
every
satellite
kind of
radio.
Every kind of DJing you could think of, I've done it.
Right. And now you're doing event production.
Yeah.
A very successful monthly In the Groove, man.
Two of them.
Which is two of them, right.
Flavor.
Yeah.
Flavor and The Groove. Now, how did, like, you being the hip-hop guy, the Southern hip-hop guy, where did the idea to do an all R&B party come from?
Like I said, I was a music guy, right? I'm always been a music guy, right? And I'm a guy that when I'm at parties, the primary objective for me is fun, right?
Right.
And with the shift in music, the music itself started to take away the fun, right? So what I started realizing is I started realizing when I would play, I'd be in parties and I'd, you know, bust out a Frankie Beverly song or something, or some Gap Band or some shit, or old Mary J. Blige song, or an Aaliyah record, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People's moods would change, and they'd be happy, and they'd be dancing with each other, and like, you know, and they start to have fun again. So, after trying a few different things, I decided, I was like, hey, you know what, man? You know, what if there was a party where, you know, there was no rap at all? Because you gotta think, man. You gotta think, like, our parents didn't party no rap music.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Square biz, that's about it.
Yeah,
that was the closest.
You feel me?
Maybe some Houdini.
Maybe,
right, maybe.
5 minutes of funk, maybe.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
maybe.
So, and if you go back and look at all them pictures, man, what it looked like?
They was having a good ass time.
What it looked like? They looked like they was having fun.
Yeah.
So, I was like, man, I'm gonna give it a go. And I tried it, and man, when I started it, man, that shit was not working at all. So I tried it. I did it for a cool 6 months. With, man, I was trying everything. I did a Minnesota night where I played Prince and Morris Day at the time. I did a straight all Janet Jackson night. I did a Mary J. Blige night, and none of that shit was working, bro. None of it was working. I was like, these are amazing ideas. Why is this not working?
Right.
So, and one night, the venue that I started in, they gave me I gotta show them love because they stuck with me for as long as they did when I was not bringing anything through the door.
Right.
So for them to stick with me as long as I got love for them. But one night it was a Thursday, and this is a Thursday night football or whatever, and I was getting ready to set up, and this is the one night where I was starting to gain some traction just from sheer consistency.
Yeah.
And I had maybe like 20 or 30 people versus the 10 to 12 that was normally there, right? So I'm like, all right, we trending in the right direction, right? You know what I'm saying? It was Thursday night football game, right? The bar manager comes up to me and says, "This is in the middle of the party." I'm like 20 minutes into playing music.
Yeah.
And they like, we gotta shut you down because the people at the bar want to watch the game, and you know they upset about the music. They don't want to hear the music.
That's disrespectful.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's so disrespectful.
But to their credit, they paid me in full. Yeah. They paid me in full for the night, and were apologetic about it. And I didn't trip. You know what I'm saying? Because I understood business. You gotta serve your customer.
Right. Yeah.
As a DJ, I gotta think like that. That's the way I DJ. You gotta serve your customer.
Right.
So I'll take this hit or whatever. But eventually that ended up being my last night in that venue, and I moved into another venue. Moved into a hotel lobby. Well, actually, no. Let me backtrack. Before I moved into a hotel lobby, while I was having the failures, I was thinking of ways to rectify it. Right? It's like maybe I need to move to another venue. R&B in this venue on a Thursday night doesn't really make sense. Not in the neighborhood where I was at. Maybe I need to take it to somewhere that's a little cleaner. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better term. And one of the guys that I hired to do to DJ with me on one of the nights was Jeremy Avalon.
Work crew.
Yeah. He came in. He was like, "Yo, this is the greatest idea ever." He was like, "People need this, you know, in particular black people need this." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you thinking the same thing I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying?
So where these niggas at?
So yeah. I'm like, I'm in Atlanta, bro.
Right.
Ain't none of my niggas here, you know what I'm saying? So as luck would have it, he and his partner, Xavier Black from the work crew, had gotten approached by a venue that I wanted to go to, but I didn't have any connection to. They got approached to do an R&B night, right? And they came to me and was like, "Yo, instead of us trying to build something new, right, something brand new from scratch, you got 6 months of consistency. You got good branding. You already got a name that's like the perfect name for our R&B party. Would you like to partner with us and we do it together?" And I'm like, at this point, if I had been failing so much, I was like, sure, why not? You know what I'm saying? And we moved into the venue that the hotel lobby that we went to, and the first time we did it, smashing success. And then it still kind of faltered or whatever, and we soon realized that the way we wanted to play it, because I'm a party guy and I'm a party DJ, right?
Right.
It's kind of hard for me to when I DJ, it's kind of hard for me to tone down, right? And a hotel lobby, you can't really turn up like that.
Right.
You can only turn up so much before you start pissing off guests and shit, you know. So we did that for like from November of 2015 until March of 2016. We were at the hotel lobby. And, you know, we had some ups and downs. Some days it was good, some days it was all right. You know what I mean? But Xavier had a relationship with the venue that we do it at now, where we've done it consistently at, the Basement in East Atlanta Village. And we went over there. He stole the party to him, and we went about revamping it again, and changed the entire format, and now it's what you see today. Where we've been there for, it'll be 2 years next April.
Yeah, and
it's like easily one of the funnest parties I have ever been to. And I don't even go out like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we had the pleasure of hosting it, the last one on Black Friday, and that joint was insane.
So it's crazy, man. It's crazy to know that I started this thing and there would be 5 to 10 people showing up, and this year in 2017. From January all the way up until December, we've consistently hit 500 people at that place every month.
Only because it's not gonna hold no more than that.
Right. Yeah. Just yeah. If if we had more room, we probably have more people in there.
Of course,
and it's just to see the growth. Like mind you, man, this is the first time ever in my life where I actually applied myself to something, and the way I saw it in my head, it's actually tangible. I can see it in real life. You know what I'm saying? That's an amazing feeling, man. Like I tell people all the time, my thought process with the Groove is like, I want my party to look like the Marvin Gaye "I Want You" album cover. That's what I want my party to look like. You know what I'm saying? And if you go, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And yo, if you go to the Groove website and go look at the pictures, that's what it looks like. Yo, man, I'm telling you, man, that's such. I never like had this feeling of accomplishment, especially coming off, being support for someone else and celebrating their accomplishments. Right. And like I mean, and there's nothing wrong. I mean, I wanted to be where I was at. You know what I'm saying? But now it's mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a new feeling for me, and to see the support that has been getting just from everyone in the city, and to know that I was, man, I've been able to do this shit in other cities and have celebrities and shit show up. This shit's mind blowing to me.
Yeah, because you did New York and New Orleans, right?
Yeah, we did it. We did it in New York and Halloween for Halloween last year, and we did it in New Orleans during Essence Festival this year. Fucking Common
y'all
showed
had
up.
all the aunties.
Man, yo, my man, it was a good time. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing, man. Talk a little bit before we go about what you got going on for New Year's Eve.
So the party that we're talking about, the Groove, we're doing it on New Year's Eve, right here in Atlanta, and we are kind of stepping it up a little bit. We are moving into a larger space. We'll be at the Loft at Center Stage. Be myself and the other two resident DJs, Xavier Black and Jeremy Avalon, the guys that got down with me, and we're gonna have a good time, man. We're gonna, and the thing about the Groove is this is like the party where you can be yourself. We don't have a dress code. We don't have a VIP section. Mm-hmm. Ain't no hookahs, no bottle service, and none of that extra, all those bullshit trappings that, now it's not a knock on them because that's a space for that, but that's not our space. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What we do is pure energy and fun. My goal is for people to interact with each other. I don't need you in my party, standing on the wall Snapchatting. I need you dancing with someone.
And it helps that the venue that y'all do it at, you don't get no service up in that bitch, bro.
Hey man, you gotta have the right view with the right. It's minimal though. Yeah. It's definitely minimal.
I got the secret Wi-Fi code, so I'm good though.
Yeah. Definitely. Man, we appreciate you coming through, and happy belated birthday, brother.
Thank you.
We definitely kicked it hard this weekend.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So if you're in the Atlanta area on the 22nd of this month. I'm having my postponed birthday party. I was supposed to have a party on my birthday, but Snowmageddon hated on me. So, but on the 22nd, we will be at the basement, be myself and Ninth Wonder DJing. Yeah. So, come on out, man.
That should be pretty awesome, man.
I'm gonna celebrate my birthday a little later on, man. And then New Year's Eve, man, the Groove, R&B all night at the Loft.
Definitely. Wherever you at in the country, if you're looking for something fun to do and you tired of the same old New Year's, you will definitely enjoy that joint for sure. Man, we appreciate you coming through. Please tell people where they can find you on social media and websites and all of that.
Everything is DJ Wally Sparks, at DJ Wally Sparks on Twitter, Instagram, or DJ Wally Sparks on Facebook, Snapchat, Periscope. YouTube.
Gotcha.
Meerkat.
Does Meerkat still exist?
Friendster.
Hilarious.
Before we go, I have a book this week.
Oh, you got a book? What's up?
I know we're showing up the thing. So this is for all my skinny niggas out there, or for just trying to get skinny. This written by my man Stick from Dead Prayers. He's on this whole holistic,
definitely
health nut stuff now. The name of this book is Eat Plants, Lift Iron. It is like it's a book where it's like it teaches you different vegetarian recipes and proper techniques for lifting weights if you skinny. Cause you know a lot of skinny niggas be in LA Fitness like, bruh, I ain't getting shit done. You know what I'm saying? But this book, like, it's supposed to show you like the proper things to do, proper ways to eat. You know what I'm saying?
And clearly you've been using it because
the
binding looked like it's the autobiography of Malcolm X first edition.
Like, you know, it fits in the pocket. Like, it's the perfect gym book. You're like, man,
don't that man be doing don't the man be doing kung fu and shit too, man? Like crazy martial arts.
Yeah,
definitely everything.
Yeah, RBG.
That's kind of motherfucker you need on your side when the zombies come, man.
It's all you gotta watch him. Him and the homie.
You gonna be the nigga swinging swords and shit. You know
him and the homie Meow. They're becoming the Black Belt Jones and becoming the tribute.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta watch out for these 6'1", 160-pound dudes that bench 400 pounds. That shit ain't right. You gotta watch out for that shit. It's very deceiving. You'd be like, what happened? I don't know. But yo, we appreciate y'all listening, man. Shout out to all of our supporters. Thank y'all for supporting Wally Sparks. Thank you for holding us down for so many years, man.
Yeah.
And make sure y'all support the groove. Make sure y'all support Hip Hop Trivia ATL, support Flavor. Shout out to your partner who we didn't mention, Mr. Corey Sparks, the homie.
Oh, man.
Corey Sparks. Here you go. The Sparks brothers.
Yo, that nigga he's like my biggest supporter and biggest hater at the same time.
That's fuel.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fuel. It pushes you.
Well, I got love for Corey though.
Of course, man. That's our guy, man, for sure. Yo, we appreciate y'all listening. We appreciate y'all watching on Live Hip Hop Daily, and we will see you, and you will hear us and see us next week with another dope show. Peace.
Day One Radio, nigga.